Hello my fellow readers, welcome to Ren Reads. I'm super excited for this video because it's going to be another book haul. I think the last one I did was a couple weeks ago, and to be honest, I'm not supposed to be buying books because I'm supposed to be reading all of my books that I have unread, which is still a lot, and I'm working on it slowly and surely. But I went to the bookstore the other day, and I actually went to the bookstore yesterday. I went to the bookstore yesterday and I couldn't resist buying more books, especially a couple of them that I've been really wanting to read lately. And I bought 3 yesterday, and then I got 2 from a little library book case. I don't know if y'all have seen them around, but where I live in Texas, they have, some communities have these little library boxes which you like leave one, take one. And so I got 2 from a local library box, and yeah, I will be showing you all that I had. And once again, I'm super excited to read these, and let's go ahead and get started with the book haul. Okay, so these are the 5 books that I have collected. Obviously, you can tell that these yellow pages are the older ones, and then these white pages are the newer ones. So I'm going to go ahead and show y'all the ones that I got from the library book display first. Okay, so the first book I will be showing you guys is Chains by Laurie Halse Anderson. And I honestly don't know much about this book at all. All I know is that my little cousin had to read this for his English class, and according by the cover, it has to do with slavery, I'm guessing, because the person's hands are bounded with the word chains on it. And it doesn't have much of a summary or any summary on the back. It just has quotes from different people who have read this book. And I can just tell that this book will be very informational, and I think it's a middle grade, so it would be hopefully an easy read. And the author is a person of color, specifically an African American, so I'm glad that I have another person of color author in my collection. I honestly need more, but I wanted to pick this up, and I'm super excited to pick this up as well. The next book that I got from the little library box is The School for Good and Evil by Soman Chinani, I think. This is what it looks like. I've heard nothing about this book. I don't know if it has a series with it or anything. All I know is that it has to do with these 2 girls who are best friends, Sophie and Agatha. One is like more of a girly girl, one is more of a goth girl. And they go to this school for evil, school for good, and they actually end up switching places. So the girly girl or good girl goes to the school of evil, and then the gothic type girl goes to the school of good, and then it just follows their adventure there. And it honestly sounds very nice and intriguing and a world of adventure, so that's why I picked it up. Yeah, this is also middle grade, so it would be an easy read as well. Excited for this, and yeah. Okay, so those were the 2 books that I got out of the library book box from a community that I went to. And so these next 3 books are going to be ones that I purchased at a small bookstore here in Georgetown called Lark and Owl, I think that's what it's called. And the first one I picked up, wait, let me take out the receipt. First one I picked up was Frankenstein, the classic. This is actually part of the Penguin Classics. It has a little penguin right there. And this cover is honestly stunning. I haven't read this book. I read like a middle grade version of this, which it condenses the story and it's a different representation of the book. But this is the actual classic one, and obviously you all know what Frankenstein is. My best friend raves about this book. She says she loves it. She has multiple copies of Frankenstein, so I obviously had to get my own and see what all the hype is about. And yeah, I think this will actually be my first classic read outside of school. I know I read like Brave New World and Of Mice and Men, but this will be my first classic after graduating, and I actually do really want to get into reading classics because they are some of the best I've heard, and this is the first one in my collection, so super excited to read this. Also, the next one that I got from the library is called My Dark Vanessa. This is raved about a lot in the book community, in the booktube community. It's a very dark book, I guess I would say. It's about this girl who had a relationship with her teacher, and it kind of explains, or this book kind of explains two perspectives of the same girl. One perspective is when she's young, being taken advantage of this high school teacher, and then another perspective is when she's in her 30s and another assault is happening around, and she just talks about it, I guess. I'm not too sure. The summary is on the back, but I don't think I want to read it before I actually read the book because I know a lot about it already, and I don't want to read furthermore before reading it. And yeah, I heard there's a lot of trigger warnings in this book, so if you're thinking about reading it, make sure you look up the trigger warnings to see if any apply to you. But I'm super excited to read this. Also terrified because I just heard it's heartbreaking and just full of emotions, so yeah. On the other hand, I am super excited to haul this book. I've heard nothing but good things about this series, and I've been wanting to get my hand on it for the longest time. It is Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert, and once again, it's raved about so much, and I'm super excited to read this. First of all, it's a romance, and as you know from my previous videos, I don't really like romances, like with movies or books, but I've heard so many good things about this. Like, I don't think anything can go wrong. And then the author is a person of color, once again African American, and I'm glad to have added this book to my collection. This is actually called the Brown Sisters series, I think, and this is the first one in the series, and there's two more after that. The third one being the most recent. I think it came out this year, I believe, like in March or something. I'm not sure, but I'm super excited to read this one. And I don't know much about it, to be honest. I don't know if this is the one where they do the fake dating or enemies to lovers or something on that hand. But all I know is that it's a romance, and it looks like to me that she's a little bit of a plus size chick dating a white guy, and that just seems so beautiful. So yeah, haven't heard anything bad about these, so I'm super excited to have gotten this. And yeah, I know this is pretty much a short video, but that's my little book haul. I actually think I am going to be getting rid of some of my other books, especially some of the recent ones that I read that I rated like a 2-star, and just to make more room for these books because I have no room whatsoever. But yeah, I'm also thinking about buying another bookshelf just due to the fact that I don't have room. Anyways, I was just rambling for like 30 seconds. If you like this video, make sure you get a big thumbs up. Click that red button down below to subscribe, become part of my reading journey. Comment down below if you've read Get a Life, Chloe Brown, because I'm super excited to read it, like I said. And let me know what your thoughts were on this book. And yeah, I guess I'll see you on my next video. Bye.